Welcome back. Junk or treasure? That's the question we ask ourselves when we come across an item, I don't know, found at a garage sale or inherited from our family. Well, that's when antiques appraiser Dr. Lori comes to the rescue. Here's what she has to say about items our viewers wondered about.
Our viewers have brought you some really unique things this time. The first is this gorgeous teapot, and it looks like it has an Asian influence. What did you think of this?
Yeah, great pieces from the viewers. Thanks so much for those. For I always tell you to look for quality and condition, and that's going to relate to value. So the Asian teapot is porcelain. It dates to the early 1900s, and it's in nice condition. I like it. And this particular one, I think, came down in the family of our viewer. Value on it, about $90.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good bang for the buck. I mean, but it's so beautiful. I don't think I could part with it. It's so lovely.
Yeah, I like the fact that you have the sort of traditional Asian coloration. The enamel is very, very nicely applied. And, you know, it's a pretty typical piece, which is why the value is low, even though it's more than 100 years old.
More than 100 years old. My goodness, it held up well.
Yeah.
All right, our next piece is from our viewer, Dallas. She says this has been in our family for years, for over 20 years, and was told it's an antique. But what do you think about this vase? It's kind of got a Grecian feel.
First of all, this is a nice vase. It's not from Greece. Actually, the figure is Roman, and it's made in England by a firm called Frank Beardmore. And Beardmore is very well known. It is an antique, and the definition of antique is more than 100 years old. It dates between 1900 and 1914, so definitely an antique. She's right. It's a vase made of what's called basaltine, which is a type of ceramic. And you can see that the figure is pretty prominent in a period that we know of as the classical revival. So you're seeing ancient figures, the Romans and the Greek, you know, coming back into vogue in that time period. Value on this, $200.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, really.
Oh, real. That is so interesting. That's the thing I love about talking to you, is that I always learn history too, which is super fun.
That is fun. And remember, this one's clearly marked. So, you know, this particular maker in England, very well known, and it's marked right on the bottom. So look around at your art and antiques and collectibles. Sometimes there are some clues, but we'll help you here too.
I love that. So viewer Susan has this library desk now. She says she can't find anything about it online, but that never stops you. What do you know?
No, you know, I hear that all the time. I can't find it online, so it must be unusual. I can't find it online. You may not find everything online. And the other thing is I correct a lot of mistakes. A lot of information online is misinformation. So this is the Rockford Cabinet Company out of Rockford, Illinois. They're manufacturers of furniture in the early 1900s. This piece dates to about 1925. It's a library desk. So basically, our library table, you have a lot of room so you can spread out the books, right? And then you have some drawers and of course that stretcher at the bottom that connects the legs for added support is your clue that this is used on libraries. Value on it, $100, a typical American piece.
Well, that's good to know. I mean, it's worth something. It's a beautiful piece. And a lot of us have pieces like this, you know, that have been handed down. And we end up with these random pieces of furniture. Is there anything we should look for with this furniture that we get?
Yeah, make sure you're looking at condition. If there's a label that you can preserve, that's always a good idea. Sometimes you have those paper labels, you want to try to preserve it. I always say protect the tag, you know, on my YouTube channel. So the other thing I want you to remember is don't be overzealous with the cleaning. My mother hates when I say this, but don't clean too much because every time you're putting, of course, commercial cleaners on the pieces, you take off a little bit of that original staining. So go easy.
That is such great advice. And I mean, I was following it already without thinking of preserving my furniture. So there you go.
There you go.
Thank you, Dr. Where can we find out more about what you do every day?
Oh, it's easy. drloriv.com is the website. Dr. Lori V on YouTube is the channel. And of course, I'll be here with all of you to help you with your art, antiques, and collectibles. Questions I'll take at drloriv.com.
And if you have any treasures that you're curious about, email us with a few pictures and details, and we may choose your items for future Dr. Lori segments. Just email newday@king5.com.